Get in bed, Jungkook says after a few long seconds. Apparently, he is going for the former, and Taehyung is very pleased with his decision. His decision? Since when does he subordinate to Jungkook's decisions again? Jungkook was never going to fall against the wall. Taehyung knows this, but he just can't stop thinking about it. He has never heard Jungkook talk like that before. Is this a kink of his? Something he's explored and developed whilst being away from Taehyung, perhaps? Justin's face pops up for his inner vision and he violently blinks a couple of times to break his wandering, unpleasant thoughts. And why does Taehyung find Jungkook's hard side so extremely hot and Taehyung is happy for it to stay that way? He thinks Jungkook is too, but has passed. What does Taehyung know, really? Taehyung walks into their bedroom and waits by the end of the bed until he hears Jungkook entering the room as well. Jungkook closes the door and then comes up behind him. "I'm gone, you know." His voice is low, barely audible, but Taehyung hears him loud and clear. "Yes, please," Taehyung whispers, so possessed by Jungkook's whole being that he's not sure what comes out of his mouth. When their eyes meet again, Taehyung only sees darkness and blown pupils, thinking that Jungkook looks like a lion out on a hunt. And he feels like the prey. It feels oddly good. He's subtle about it, though, and drapes himself over Taehyung's back, strong hands resting on the duvet next to Taehyung's hands, kissing him passionately over his neck. "You okay with this?" Tae mumbles. And it's his Jungkook voice now. Yeah, it's smoking hot, babe, keep going," Taehyung blurts out. "No, I mean it, babe, is it too rough?" Jungkook insists. No, and Taehyung hopes he's clear enough and that it shuts down Jungkook's insecurity. Whilst thinking about how he'll go about getting Jungkook back in that mood, he feels a gentle but firm hand push on his upper back, knowing it's time. Afterwards, Jungkook sinks down on the soft carpet, onto his knees, leaning with his hands against the bed, on either side of Taehyung's head. Taehyung rolls over on his stomach and grabs Jungkook's face between his hands, leaning in and kissing his breathless mouth passionately. Jungkook barely reciprocates, clearly needing some time to get back to earth. After a minute, Jungkook stumbles up and onto the bed, now with a smile on his face, cuddling up next to Taehyung. Those words may not be clear as a day, but to Taehyung they are. He knows exactly what Jungkook means. They're going to take it step by step, a day at a time, and just enjoy. And if it's something they're good at, it's to know how to enjoy each other's company thoroughly. A couple of weeks later, they still haven't interacted with anyone but themselves, except for the occasional meeting with their managers, or someone else on the team. It suits them just fine. It's like getting to know each other all over again, just that this time they really make an effort to really listen to each other and talk when there's something to say. It's not brain surgery, but it's liberating to know that they are both in on this. However, their friends have started to get either pissed off or worried, and it's high time to do something about it. After Yoongi's birthday bash, they've kept in contact, all five of them, which is the next best thing that came out of that trip. They still haven't met in person, the five of them, since Greece, but they've opened their old group chat and have been writing quite frequently in it. The other three are all very aware of the fact that Taehyung and Jungkook are back together, and that they may need a lot of alone time. But now, 2 weeks later, even Jimin has started to get tired of their unsocial behavior. It's not like Taehyung and Jungkook don't want to meet up, they do, but they've got so much time ahead of them and there's really no point to rush it, right? They may have been a bit egoistic, yes, but this is the way that's felt right and how they should prioritize. So, they did. But, okay. Perhaps it's time to take a hesitant step outside of the love bubble and just get on with their lives. It's Saturday morning and another text hits the group chat. This time from Seokjin. Seokjin gets info and updates from Taehyung in their private chat, but lately he has increasingly started to vent his opinions about a get-together in the group chat, as if the three of them are joining forces to put some more pressure on Taehyung and Jungkook. And they've succeeded. "Cookie, baby," Taehyung says from inside the bathroom, with a toothbrush in his mouth, as he's reading the text. "Yeah," Jungkook answers, barely audible, sounding like he has his face pressed down in a pillow. The guys suggest a night out again, where Jungkook's voice is still muffled, but slightly easier to hear. "We can't show ourselves anywhere in public and expect to have the night to ourselves. Besides," and now it sounds like he lifts his head because Taehyung hears him clearly. "Coming the five of us together will end in chaos." Taehyung spits out the toothpaste foam and walks out to their bedroom. He's newly showered and therefore "Cookie, you're looking for excuses." Jungkook gives him an elaborate once-over and smiles suggestively before continuing, "Am I wrong? Then it's about seeing the guys. Not about integrity or privacy. If a few fans spot us, so what? It's not like you don't get off on some attention either. Come on." He walks up to the side of the bed where Jungkook still lies, guarding a hand through his unruly morning hair. "The guys miss us. And we miss them." Jungkook's eyes drop momentarily to Taehyung and he, consciously or unconsciously, licks his lips. "I'm just not done with you yet," he says, almost a bit whiny. Next weekend, lifting his head meaningly, Taehyung soon catches on and leans down and kisses him. "I hope you'll never be done with me, Cookie," he whispers when their lips part momentarily. "But we need to see the guys. I want to, as well. It's been ages. And they're not having our bullshit for a moment longer." Jungkook pulls him in for another heated kiss and kisses Taehyung until he's gotten him a semi. "Right. Let's do it then." Jungkook agrees, breaking the kiss and curling a hand around his hardening shaft. "Let's go out with them. We've already had mornings." Taehyung comments, but he doesn't sound as convinced as he intends to. And Jungkook raises an eyebrow, stroking Taehyung slowly but purposefully. "I thought we were going food shopping." "We are. Just not right now. You're a bloody menace, love. Can you blame me? You smell like a candy shop. I need to taste you. Come here." And that's that. It isn't going to end in any other way, anyway. It's a quick. Jungkook doesn't want a reciprocation. Instead, he takes his bowler and all and heads for the bathroom to wash off yesterday's and this morning's lovemaking, including Taehyung cum on his face from just a minute ago. And in the evening, they meet up with the guys, which nowadays has reverted to meaning the five of them from the former band. It's strange how quickly everything's fallen into place, and how natural it all feels. They haven't forgotten about their other, separate friends, of course not, and both Taehyung and Jungkook plan to bring them together as well. But they do feel the importance and want to build a strong bond with the guys again, right now from the beginning, when they finally have found a way to get back together as a friends group. Perhaps they won't get back to how close they once were, but they certainly don't dwell on that. Only time will tell. 8 months later, in May, Taehyung embarks on his next world tour. The album is, hands down, the best so far. He's so proud of it and can't wait to perform all the songs to his amazing crowds. The show is really good as well, a little more daring than usual, but it's fun with some change and to surprise his fans a bit. And there's other news with this tour as well. Because in the last show, of every leg, 5 altogether, he is set up to do a collaboration with the guys. It had been his idea to start with, but all 4 of them had been game straight away. So, for the last part of those special shows, Jungkook, Yoongi, Seokjin and Jimin will show up and sing 4 of their old songs, and 1 new, together with Taehyung. And it's going to be so good, Taehyung can hardly contain himself when thinking about it. The last, but biggest change about going on tour this time around, spells Jungkook. Jungkook is coming with, from start to finish, as his official boyfriend, and there aren't words to describe the happiness and contentment and sense of calm he feels about it all. The love of his life, his biggest supporter, his best friend and outstanding lover, is giving 5 months of his life to go with Taehyung on tour, just to be close to him. "I'm not giving up anything," Jungkook has persisted since day one, when they decided that Jungkook should join him for the tour. "I want to be with you, whether it's in London or in Paris or nowhere. I'll go wherever you go, as long as you'll have me." Taehyung is happy his boyfriend is so determined about it because he really doesn't want it any other way. He would have died going away from him for longer than a couple of days, and that's not a good combo when having a show to run. Guessing that this is what their lives will look like for now and a few years ahead, makes Taehyung's soul tingle. Going on tour is a huge, important part of his life. So, being able to support each other, traveling the world together, is nothing but a purely rare privilege, and he'll be forever grateful for the life he leads right now. When they enter the tour bus, Jungkook slings an arm around his shoulders and whispers into his hair, "Just like in the good old days." Taehyung chuckles softly and nods, sinking down in one of the cozy sofas in the middle part of the bus, tugging on Jungkook's hand to follow with. "Just this time, we'll do it right."